So, I believe we have a guest who wants to read something. Yes, come on up.
I hate following something like that, though.
Oh, that's okay. We all do it. What's your name?
Steve Child.
Steve Child? Okay, please welcome Steve Child to the stage.
Shorter people here, okay. So this one's called Fire. Steering deeper and deeper into the fire, the ancient television of motion, but a motion that draws you in deeper and deeper into yourself, causing you to reflect upon your life of loves and your relation to all. Or perhaps it draws you into a mighty meditation, no thoughts of when, why, or how, just the flames dancing, taking over the dancing, twirling thoughts that we cling to and make into our world. Flames that consume a material world, like the material world we build through accumulation. The flames remind us how futile it is to cling to something destined to be burned, consumed in time, faded with the ashes of the past. Possessions, love, hate, passion, this body, this mind, with its responsibilities, goals, progress, achievement, respect, all destined to fade into the non-present, to fall away as a ripe fruit, to be carried off to the nest of the ant and yellow jacket, not remembered for what it was, but only known for what it is. Thanks. Thank you. This one's called Day of the Full Moon. It's the day of the full moon, the quiet day as the raccoons hunt, and the bats feast and dance. The roar of the city is quiet as the river speaks and jostles the crowds of grass and branch and calls out, "Look at me," without seething vanity. Not the bleeding trumpet of the city that calls out, "Look at me, my accomplishments. Look at the stockpile of slaves I've trained to work my parts, to clean my engine." An engine running on choked dreams, scaring the people's visions into nothing but glimmers of hope floating on fragile minds. No, the river sings of the ease of life and the need for many moments of reflection on ourselves, our world, the moment, and our relation to time. We must look beyond the world we have created that helps us forget about the real things of import and time. Not the time of the doctor appointment, the boss, the relationship, the lunch, the kids, but the time when your body of flesh has long been missed upon the earth, when you may no longer gaze at the stars with mortal eyes. After your little play has been cast and all the parts sung, the brightest moments will surely have been realizing what you are, wondering, pondering, questing, and being. Thanks. So I just got a few here. I don't know what the rules were or anything.
The rules are, please read and keep us entertained.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about the entertainment part, but I can read anyway. Okay. So this one's called Within a Cloud. Climbing for a view obstructed, for I climb within a cloud, casting the world in misty silhouettes, gently hanging crystal spheres upon the trees, creating mystical art from a spider's web. The breath of the real is drawn in and changes all, from the uncertainty to independence, letting go of dependence that suffocates and binds, feeling freedom flow in the kiss of the breeze and the touch of the tree, seeing the beauty in the dropped and upturned maple leaves, their snorkels in the air, drawing you into the fluorescent art of red, yellow, orange, and green. The sun shines in a wide, foggy circle of soft, fuzzy orange, giving only a hint of the power suppressed, the view from my journey within the cloud. The air cool and rich as I pull the cloud within my lungs, satisfying a hunger I never knew I possessed. As if waking from a foggy dream, the sun slowly emerges through the cloud in a brilliant, warm orange as the cloud cover sinks just below the butte. I clearly see the waves of cloud ripples just below my feet. The waves pass so quickly with no sense of wind. Crystal blue sky overhead with full moonstone hovering as the sun sets in glorious purple, orange, and red auroras beneath the ocean clouds. The other peaks seem like islands in a magical fantasy land. The islands and cloud strata catch fire from the torch of the setting sun, creating a whirling acid trip of colors that hold me in awe of the wonders so easily caught by a simple climb that may have never happened had I decided to descend just a few moments ago. The ocean surf pounds against the butte in silent spirit force as I eye an approaching tidal wave that gingerly crashes, submerging the butte in in the cool surf of the cloud. Thanks. This one's called If All My Prayers Were Answered. What if all my prayers were received and granted? The form of flesh we reside in could not be sick. We would be filled with light until the flesh is no more, and we are the light. Our hungers would be fed until we realized there was no need of food. Every desire would be granted in such a brightness of light that we would realize we never had a true need, and all desires were but vanity of the ego, and they would be burned up and fall away into the nothingness they sprang from. Our minds would be filled until we realized all the questions we asked were but games, leading in twisted circles, a maze laid out before us, causing a laugh within that echoes through all without. I would realize that our past goals and plans were misguided steps in unreality. We would discover that those we loved were brought to us through narrow pathways, created in our mental haze. The pathways bathed in light would dissolve into the bright love for everyone that was always present, but with our limited vision we could not see. We would know that the world we lived in wasn't beautiful or ugly, but a dim reflection of a reflection in mirrors of dark, syrupy, smoked glass, and the true reality brighter than any mind of flesh and chemicals could ever conceive. Our happiness would be a fused, inseparable part of us that would bring more joy than could ever be perceived on earth. All sorrows would stall and fall away in the secure knowledge that they never really existed, but only played out to try and force us awake to see the real. A difficult task, for we could barely wake from this dream, buried in the blankets so deep. Thanks. This is my last one. Thanks for your patience. Let's see. It's called Collected Experiences. Imagine that there is an afterlife, and our most valuable possessions are the experiences we collected in our life of the flesh. When we meet up with another afterlife citizen, the highest joy possible comes in sharing each other's experience. Won't we be ashamed if, rather than gathering rich experience, we have done injustice to others and kept secrets we wouldn't wish to share with anyone? Wouldn't we be embarrassed if, rather than gathering the gems of the heart, meditating on beautiful sunsets and mountain peaks, we instead wasted time gathering earthly wealth? If we shared these experiences with anyone, we would only show that we were fools. Wouldn't we feel vacant of worth if we couldn't share multiple experiences of walking along an ocean shore or simple daily walks in the fresh breeze? Have we gathered all we could in this short life, or have we only gathered a couple of pennies for the purse of the afterlife, such as TV show repeats or worthless experiences to share? No afterlife citizen will be interested in what it was like for us to lie on a couch eating, watching false realities absorbed into our minds. There will be many with these simple experiences, and all in the afterlife will soon be bored. If instead of beautiful experiences giving and loving, we could only share experiences of passing a beggar, diverting our eyes, making excuses in our minds to justify their unworthiness compared to ours, wouldn't we feel ashamed? If we meet up with some of those that gave to these same beggars, we may find that they were so concerned with the gems of the heart and the wonderful feeling of giving that they ended up possessing the most valued experiences. But knowing what we have gathered and have to share, they withhold them from us. We may find loneliness because we are too ashamed to let anyone know the experiences we've gathered, or will be confined to the company of similarly fated souls with only shallow experiences to share. Thank you.